wished, I wished that uh, someone had a story out there to give me some hope. How I started was I saw uh, the cancer center. I saw a commercial 3 years prior to all this, and I said if I ever get sick, I'm going to go somewhere that specializes in cancer. I hope I never have that. Unfortunately, 3 years later, that did occur. I was having trouble in swallowing, and they said, well, you have acid reflux every once in a while that creates scar tissue, and that just we need to go in and stretch that out. So I had about a week later, I had an appointment, and I went up, and they went in to stretch it out. They had me in twilight sleep. I did hear everything they said. I did hear them say, we need to biopsy this. We need several biopsies. I know what this is, but we need a biopsy for confirmation. And when I was fully alert, they said, you're full of cancer. It starts at the right past your tongue and it goes clear down, and you have a big tumor. And of course, I'm still coming out of twilight sleep. I'm devastated. My wife is holding on to my hand, and we're just my brother and sister-in-law was there, and something told them to be there. We don't know why. We didn't tell them where it was. We said, "Oh, it's nothing. No sense of being there. It's just a little routine." So they kept the hospital lab open for me, and I got a scan, and it was a tumor and all this. And over the next week or so, they got me in, and they said it's every lymph node is infected. You have a big tumor, and your esophagus is completely filled with cancer. And they told me then I had esophageal cancer, stage 4, very advanced. They told me then that I would have little, uh, 4 to 6 months was all they were giving me to get my stuff in order. And they said they had one option, and that was in Omaha. And I always said I would go somewhere that was specialized in cancer. So I went out to Zion, and they never gave me really any promises. They said they had more options than one, and they said they would do what they could. And this whole time, I'm just thinking that 4 to 6 months. So I'm updating my will and doing things that I didn't necessarily want to do, but I did to make it easier for my wife. And we, without my family and my support system, I feel sorry for what she's had to see happen to me. Valentine's Day of 2012, when I first had my first treatment. And by October 6th of 2012, I was in remission. And I'd sent my stuff to other places for a second opinion, and they all said, well, you're stage 4 esophageal. Well, we probably don't have any other options. When I called and said I don't need to follow through with my appointments because I'm in remission, they said there's no way. There's just absolutely no way. And I was. And that was 2012. It is now 2025. And I've had cancer return 5 times. I've battled it 6 times totally. Haven't had it for the last year and a half. I'm clean. I go every 90 days. They've now extended that to every 6 months. I've done chronic, they've done cryo, radiation, and chemo. And throughout the battle, it's been a little uphill, downhill, but you know what? It other than making me a little tired, I worked every day. I'm a farmer. We have 3,000 acres. I planted all of it and harvest all of it throughout all my battles. I believe that was one thing that kept me going, was hope. I'm a Christian man. I believe that prayer works, and I believe that God has led me to the right place for the right people to make the right decisions on my treatment. So at the end of the day, it's one of those things where if I would have heard somebody's unbelievable story, it would have gave me some hope. All I was hearing is 4 months to live. And I thought, well, there's just no hope. There's just no hope. And I was out to Zion within probably 9 to 10 days. 2 days into it, they said, well, here's our options. We need to make a decision. Don't take too long. I looked at my wife. I said, I feel comfortable. She says, when can we start? I said, I agree. And we started treating that afternoon at 1 o'clock. I got done at 10 o'clock that day. And we can say the rest is history. I would love to reach out to anybody that is facing a real devastating prognosis and let them know that there is always hope. And the options that City of Hope is got now, and the options that are coming along every day are unbelievable. The doctors and the labs are just doing remarkable things. And I would tell anybody there's hope. There's tremendous hope. And City of Hope probably wouldn't be called that if there wasn't hope. So I'm here to tell you that anybody that wants to reach out to me and talk, I'm 100% accessible. And I would love to talk to anybody that has been given a diagnosis like that and let them know a little more of my story in more detail, one-on-one, and let them know that there's hope. There's amazing doctors that stand behind this. I've not had any negative outcome of any kind of negative thought or negative things that have been told to me, other than the very beginning when they said, just get your affairs in order. I'm a big believer in there's always options. And I think that moving forward, a person needs to explore those options if they want to live. And I really believe that